match and then go to questions for all three from there.
Catch your breath.
Just heard I was on break.
Being silent, you got it.
Aaron, you want to try that?
Yeah, I got it.
Seriously, go.
I'll get Craig. I need the big bucks for this.
Just pleased with the result yesterday, and obviously Pittsburgh is too. And I think our team is really glad to be able to have another day to practice together and be around each other, and obviously get the opportunity to compete to go to the Final Four. And I think we're just embracing every moment we have, and what a great opportunity we have tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
Coach, only one team this season has been able to get the edge over Pitt. What's it going to take for you guys to knock them down tomorrow?
Well, I mean, if Pittsburgh is clicking on all cylinders, it's going to be tough. I mean, they're very good. They're very good on defense. They're very good offensively. So I think that we'll give them plenty of things to prepare for and think about, because I think we're a lot different than some of the teams that they've played throughout the season. But we're going to get some opportunities to score, because our serve's going to put some pressure on them when we get those opportunities, or we're going to convert and transition. And they're going to go on some runs. I mean, they're going to be capable of playing at a high level. So when that happens, do we stay in character and stay composed and just legitimately look forward to the next point?
Craig, Dan Fisher said that he watched a lot of Kentucky video last night, but he also got a good night's sleep. What was your Friday to Thursday night like?
Probably very similar, I would say. Got a good night's sleep and watched a lot of Pittsburgh video, but also enjoyed watching some of the other matches going on and talked to my family, and just did the normal routine, I guess.
Craig, what was the conversation like between sets 3 and 4 yesterday with your team?
I think it's sometimes overstated that, something revelationary is said in huddles and timeouts. And, one of the strengths of our team the last half of the season is just being able to, refocus and get on to the next point. I mean, you have to give credit to teams when they do things well. And Missouri served really well in that stretch and got us out of system and uncomfortable. And, it's just about, can we be us? Can we do Kentucky volleyball? Can we maybe flip the rotation a little bit so we don't get stuck in the same rotation with the same server going at us? Can we make little adjustments? But, those are things that we've done all year long in practice and different matches. And it's just about finding the right balance of adjustments and also just executing what Kentucky volleyball is about.
Erin and Eleanor, anything you can add to what you guys were saying to each other or feeling between the third and fourth set, please?
I think that we went into the hallway after the second set and we're just saying that we can feel that we're not playing our best, even though we won the second. And then it kind of bled into the third. So we went over to the fourth. We were like, we just need a total reset. We know this team. Last time we played Mizzou, same thing happened. We didn't start off hot in the third, kind of came back a little bit, and it helped us get momentum in the fourth. And I think that we just had to remind ourselves that we are that team, because I think sometimes we can lose ourselves when, the score's not good, but we reminded ourselves and we came out and had a really good showing in the fourth set. So
yeah, and we've been there before. Like, we were battle tested, and we knew that we learned our lesson of being able to flush those bad sets and come back as Kentucky volleyball as we are. So I think that was big for us, and it's just those little conversations. We've been there before. We knew how to turn it around, and we knew that if we did, we would like the result.
Erin and Eleanor, what has stood out to you the most while watching film on Pitt?
They defensively have really good defensive players. They also have some powerful hitters, so it's been fun to watch them all year, and they're a team that we have been watching. And so yeah, we definitely are going to respect them and are ready to go, but a lot of respect from our end to their game.
yeah, I mean, they have some really powerful hitters, but I think what gives us confidence is we've seen teams be able to break them a little bit, and we're just hoping to be the one that can finish it all the way through. So
Erin and Eleanor, how much has playing in the SEC prepared you guys for matches like this?
Yeah, it's a cool thing about the SEC. Anybody on any given night can show up and win. So having been through that, becoming outright champs of it, like, we definitely were battle tested throughout the SEC as well, and taking those lessons, placing them into the tournament where every team is kind of the same way in that regard. So using that to our advantage.
yeah, I think the SEC is sometimes a little underestimated, but we got 9 teams in the tournament and we had a really good showing. I mean, like, Ole Miss made a statement in the first round. We're in the Elite Eight. Like, Texas is battling right now. Like, I just think that, like she said, day in and day out, there's really good teams, and it's prepared us for this moment. I think we're ready to go.
How did the 9-7 start against some really tough competition help you prepare for the rest of the season? I mean, Coach Skinner's schedule's that way because he wants you guys to be tested early. And I know you weren't worried about the record. Well, the novice fan may have been. What did you gain? What are the positives out of that start that you learned?
I just think that it's hard in the moment when you're not winning games, but you're learning so many lessons, and you can see each game how the little things are improving, even though you might not be getting the wins. And then when you get into SEC play and you start to see it unfold and us getting all together, that's when you know that it's worth it. And then you get in these big moments in the Elite Eight, and that's when you know it's going to pay off. I wouldn't have wanted to start off 10-0, but not had a good team to play against, and then I have to go play the number 1 team in the nation tomorrow. It doesn't give you confidence going into it, so that's how I feel.
Yeah, it's the lessons that we were able to learn along the way that has brought us to this moment here. So we're thankful for that. And I think even when we were at the start of the season and things maybe didn't look the best for us, we knew that it would pay off in the end. So really buying into that and using that to our advantage. Like Bevan said, that it'd be awesome to be 10-0 at the beginning of the season, but to not have learned much, like, would we be in the same position that we are now? I mean, it'd be hard to make an argument for that, in my opinion. So we were glad that we were battle tested at the beginning of the season, and we feel like that's a big part of why we're here.
Craig, you mentioned this, your guys' serve. Pitt really struggled on serve receive against Oregon yesterday. Is that an area you really feel like you can excel at to cause chaos for them?
Well, you hope so. I mean, we've been a really good serving team for most of the season, so I'm sure that they're, talking about that. I think most teams that we've played would, give credit to our serve, but, every day is a new opportunity, and, we have everything to gain, by trusting what we've been doing in our training to get us to the point with our serve. And, certainly, we have a lot of respect for their serving as well. So, I think it's a great matchup. I think it's some contrasting styles, but, the mutual respect both ways, I think, is on the board. But I'd also like to give credit to these seniors, the competitive, maturity and the growth that they've shown over the course of their careers has been pretty cool to witness. And without their steadfast leadership, we wouldn't be here. So I think it's a cool combination of our senior leadership and our youth movement that has been a great combination to be a part of.
Thanks. Eleanor and Erin, when Megan headed the ball yesterday during the game, what were your thoughts?
That's Megan.
Yeah, literally, it's the most Megan Wilson thing ever. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, you can count on Megan to do something like that, and it honestly wasn't very surprising, to be honest with you.
What do you mean you can count on her to do something like that?
She's just such an athlete, and she just plays volleyball. Like, she's not somebody that's like, she's kind of just very free and kind of doing her thing, and like she's never taking anything like too seriously. So like to be able to she's always like trying random cool plays that they could try in a game, and always messing around with things. So I think if there's one person to do that, like, she would be at the top of my list, and it wouldn't even be close. Yeah. So
That's her back-to-back years of being SEC or ESPN Sports Center top 10 list.
Yeah. She played soccer a lot when she was a kid, so she kicks balls all the time in practice, and I never thought we'd get to a header, but here we are. I was on the bench when it happened, and I was shocked, but I was also like, again, like, it's Megan. Like, it just felt right.
Eleanor and Erin, I mean, Olivia Babcock had 31 kills yesterday, her career high. How tough of a player is she to like prepare for? What makes her so, from your eyes, what makes her such a great player?
She's just a really cool athlete. I think she jumps really high. She's really physical. We talked about she doesn't really tip a lot. She just goes after it, and I think that stresses Block D a lot. She kind of reminds me of Kennedy Martin from Florida, and that's how I'm kind of approaching this game. We've played against a really good opposite before that's had 31 kills against teams, so just kind of the same mindset going against her.
yeah, I second everything she said. She's super physical, just kind of a freak athlete. So yeah, we'll be watching tons of film on her, but definitely we'll respect her.
How do you guys handle the just pure balance of offensive weapons Pitt has? I mean, even if Olivia is having an off night, which she doesn't do often, there's Tori, Valeria, Bree, can go down the line. I know you guys played teams with a lot of weapons, but specifically Pitt, I'm curious about.
think it's good just in our gym. We have kind of the same thing. We have good balance, so I think you just have to lean on the training that we've done in our gym to prepare for it. I mean, we've never played them, so there's nothing that you can exactly do to like know what it's going to be like when you get out there, but you just kind of hope you can slow down one of their best players and then keep their others to kind of a minimum and not just have one player just go off. And I think we have good chances if we can just keep a nice steady balance across the board.
Eleanor, following up on the prior question, how does Babcock remind you of Kennedy Martin specifically?
She just has a lot of physicality that is sometimes hard to replicate in practice. She just reaches heights that not a ton of players can get to, swings really hard. Specifically with Kennedy, just has a lot of different shots too and ranges. It's not like we know she's going to hit it hard, but we know it's going to be cross. I know she can hit line, Langle, sharp. She hits Bix, D-ball. She kind of just does everything for them, and that's just kind of what Kennedy Martin does for Florida too. So that's kind of my thought with that.
Everybody good?
I have one quick question, going back to Kentucky volleyball. What is Kentucky volleyball to the both of you?
Like on the court or?
Yeah, like when you said we gotta
So,
get back
okay.
to Kentucky
Yeah.
volleyball, like what does that look like?
Just kind of chaos, but just combined kind of chaos, like scrambling on the floor and defense, block touches, a lot of variation on offense, balanced offense, Emma's dishing, everybody's clicking on all cylinders. Also just like kind of blue collar, we take pride in that, grittiness, toughness, all those things.
I think it's just like a total team effort for me. I know like Brooklyn and Emma got a lot of the headlines, but like when two people on our court aren't necessarily like clicking or doing their job, it hurts the whole, because we like to play with chaos, we like to be scrappy, and that takes every single person. So sometimes if you focus too much on what the other team's doing, you get outside of yourself, and I think we just have to know what we're doing, and then that's what Kentucky volleyball is to us, just passing well, serving well, playing really scrappy defense.
Cool. Thanks for coming.